Welcome back to House of MMA. Today, we're diving into Sean O'Malley's surprising interest in training with Khabib and Islam, plus the latest on Jamahal Hill, Khamzat Chimaev's fight status, and a massive Jon Jones payday. Let's get right into the action. Sean O'Malley is doubling down on his surprising interest in training with Khabib Nurmagomedov and Islam Makhachev in a recent interview with Daniel Cormier, who happens to be a longtime teammate of both Dagestani stars. Shaga admitted that he'd love to get in a few sessions with the elite Dagestani squad. O'Malley believes that even a short stint with Khabib's team would take his skills to the next level, but he's also realistic. The chances of that happening are slim. One major reason: his current rival, Umar Nurmagomedov, trains with that same camp, making things politically and personally tricky. Then there's the gym culture. Khabib's camp is known for its strict rules. One fighter was reportedly punished just for having long hair. Another, Sharabuddin Bullet Magomedov, said he had to skip training there because they asked him to cut his hair. So Sean's signature style might not exactly be welcome. Still, it's not out of the question. Even Jon Jones trained in Dagestan at one point, showing that high-level fighters see the value in that kind of discipline and structure. When asked about it, Sean said, "It'd be cool to just be in the same room training with those guys. I'm not trying to move to Dagestan or anything, but I'd love to learn from them, even for one session. Khabib's a legend. I know there's a ton of stuff I could pick up in just one day." As for his next fight, Sean is ready for a war, but also confident. "I wouldn't be surprised if I get my hand raised in the first or second round. I know I can shut his lights out. He's good, but he makes mistakes. Aljo made one and paid for it." Jamahal Hill is laser focused heading into his bout with Khalil Rountree, a fight he views as a key step back toward the title picture. With the UFC making its debut in Azerbaijan, Hill knows all eyes will be on this matchup, especially across the Caucasus region. Interestingly, Hill shared that he's had past encounters with Rountree at the gym, hinting at some unresolved tension. Now, he's ready to settle it inside the octagon. But this fight is just the beginning of what Hill hopes is a comeback story. He's still got unfinished business with the division's elite, namely Alex Pereira and Jiří Procházka. Both fights remain on his radar as he aims to reclaim the throne. The rematch between Pereira and Ankalaev is reportedly in the works, but it's been clouded by rumors and delays. For Hill, that chaos is motivation. A decisive win over Rountree could push him right back into title contention. That said, he might have to wait his turn. Jiří Procházka was apparently offered a title fight, but had to decline because of, get this, university exams. Hill didn't hold back when talking about his competition. "I want all of them. Pereira, Jiří, Ankalaev, doesn't matter. I've got smoke for each one of them." On Khalil, he added, "We've never really talked. Anytime I've seen him at the PI, he's never said a word, but now it's time to handle business." Things are getting murky ahead of Khamzat Chimaev's scheduled showdown with Dricus Du Plessis. Ivan Shtirkov, a close teammate of Chimaev's, recently cast serious doubt on whether the Chechen star will even make it to the fight. In an interview, Shtirkov suggested that not only is Chimaev's readiness in question, but there's a possibility he might pull out altogether. A shocking statement considering how close they are. The comments spread quickly through the Russian MMA scene, sparking fresh concerns. This isn't the first red flag. Another teammate, lightweight contender Arman Tsarukyan, recently noted that Khamzat's tendency to slow down in fights isn't due to cardio issues. It's from poor preparation and extreme weight cuts that leave him drained. Chimaev's health has been a roller coaster lately. Fans will remember how he pulled out of a fight with Robert Whittaker last year after claiming he was poisoned during camp. And now, just when it seemed like he was finally heading toward a title shot, fresh uncertainty is emerging. As of now, nothing is official, but UFC has already named Nassourdine Imavov as the official backup fighter, just in case Khamzat doesn't make it. I honestly don't think Chimaev will handle DDP the way he handled Usman or Whittaker. One analyst said, "DDP is strong, hard to take down, has great cardio, and knows how to use the cage. If Khamzat isn't at 100%, it's going to show, if he even makes it to the cage at all." Chael Sonnen just dropped a bombshell. Jon Jones has been offered a staggering $12 million to fight Tom Aspinall. According to Sonnen, the UFC had no hesitation agreeing to that amount, which would make Jones the highest paid fighter in UFC history. To put it in perspective, this deal would surpass the payouts received by legends like Brock Lesnar and Ronda Rousey. If this goes through, Jones would set a new record. Despite the frustration and delays around the fight, Sonnen insists Jones hasn't turned it down. In fact, everything points to it finally happening, and this massive payday might be the tipping point. Assuming Sonen's sources are accurate, this isn't just a legacy-defining matchup, it's a life-changing financial move for Jones. If there was ever a time for the UFC to go all in on a super fight, it's now, Sonnen said. As Khamzat Chimaev gears up for his highly anticipated middleweight title clash against Dricus Du Plessis this August, he's brought in some top-level help to sharpen his game. Lightweight contender Arman Tsarukyan. Though Tsarukyan normally competes at 155 pounds, questions naturally arose about how he fits into a camp for a middleweight title fight. Speaking to the media in a video shared by Red Corner MMA, Tsarukyan explained what his role will be during Chimaev's preparation. He said, "The key thing is to avoid injuries. I'm lighter than him, so we can roll a bit just to help him warm up. But mostly, I'm here to support the team however I can." Tsarukyan also mentioned that he'll be traveling back and forth between the US and Chimaev's camp. "I'm flying to the US soon, then I'll return and rejoin his camp. After that, we'll head back to the US together. Whatever I know, I share with him, and he shares with me. That's how we train," he said. While his main goal is to assist Chimaev ahead of the title showdown, Tsarukyan also sees this as a valuable opportunity to sharpen his own skills and prepare for his return to action, training alongside one of the top grapplers in the UFC. With his eyes still set on title contention, working closely with Chimaev could give Tsarukyan an extra edge as he climbs the lightweight ranks. As we head into the UFC 316 weekend, let's take a quick look at some of the latest fight announcements and changes across upcoming cards. First up, there's been a short notice shakeup on next week's UFC Fight Night card in Atlanta. Per MMA insider Marcel Dorff, Vanessa Demopoulos is stepping in to replace Teresa Bleda and will now face off against Jamie Lynn Horth. Demopoulos is hoping to snap a 2-fight losing streak, with her most recent setback coming in April against Talita Alencar. Also on that same Atlanta card, Chris Moutinho is making his UFC return. He's reportedly signed on to fight Malcolm Wellmaker in a late notice bout. Moutinho comes in riding the momentum of a 5-fight win streak on the regional circuit. As for Wellmaker, he's looking to stay undefeated and build on his first-round finish from his UFC debut back in April, which brought his pro record to 9-0. Meanwhile, Red Corner MMA dropped a fresh announcement. Bryce Mitchell will be making his bantamweight debut on July 26th, where he'll go up against Said Nurmagomedov. Mitchell is aiming to bounce back after a tough loss to Joanderson Brito, while Nurmagomedov is also trying to get back on track following his February loss to Vinicius Oliveira. More updates to come, but that's it for now. Stay tuned as we get closer to UFC 316. That's a wrap on today's MMA updates. If you're as hyped as we are, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay locked into everything UFC and beyond. This is House of MMA, where fight fans come to stay ahead of the game. Until next time, stay sharp and keep your gloves up.